Greetings, fellow Portal Masters. Greetings, fellow Portal Masters. I'm Crash Rowsell, and it's once again time to Crash Skylands with another episode of Discuss the Skylands. Here on the channel, I point at myself. Discuss the Skylands. Not that screen there. No. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching another episode of Discuss the Skylands. We're getting closer and closer to the series finale of this episode. This is episode 9 right now. So, last week we talked about my future idea for a Skylander game, and I said, you know, that's the future. We gotta talk about the past. The past Chaos boss fights, to be precise. Now, there is one boss fight that sticks out in my mind versus all the Chaos boss fights, and I know everybody's gonna say, ooh, it's Superchargers, but did you not see the Spitfire video? I ripped through that Chaos boss fight, just because it's easy. It's fine for what it is. It's not really hard. Kind of lackluster if you think about it for my favorite game of all time. Well, not my favorite game, my favorite Skylander game of all time. But my actual favorite Chaos boss fight is Swap Force. Because it's the most creative Chaos boss fight. Now, if you look through all the games, of course, there's 4 games where you actually have a real boss fight with Chaos. So the first game is you actually have to beat up Chaos inside that little machine. The 4th game is where you fight the Traptanian version of him, which is insanely hard for some reason. Superchargers is, you know, the super genius Chaos where you destroy really quickly and then it leads to darkness. And along with that, Imaginators has, you know, Super Saiyan Chaos. Giants has the giant mech battle with Archeans, but Swap Force had that 4-wave fight that I loved. So if you don't know what the Chaos boss is, I'm going to spoil it for you. So Chaos actually falls into a volcano full of, Evilite. I forgot what it was for a minute. He falls into a cave full of, volcano full of Evilite and becomes evilized Chaos. And you have to defeat him. And at first you start off and he starts stomping in front of you. And you have to jump over the little rays and knock all the Evilite off of his toenails. So you have to destroy his toenails and not his evilized toes. One of my favorite things. And after he does that, he picks you up and then he eats you. So you end up in his mouth, you're sitting on his tongue, he has Evilite all inside of his teeth. And you gotta destroy all the Evilite while he's throwing other enemies into his mouth, including Chompies and the Golems. So you have to destroy the Golems, then go back to destroying his teeth, destroy Golem, go back to destroying his teeth, and you get that done. After that, he spits you out into the air because, you know, he messed up his teeth so much. So the guy who's had a lot of work on his teeth, I understand. He spits you out and then he turns his head sideways, you can fall into his ear and land in his brain. So then you have a fight with Chaos's brain where he can conjure up whatever he wants. This fight is actually really easy. We're playing this Magna Charge, just saying, you can just pick the Skylanders up and just yeet him off the edge. Just saying there. But regardless, you have a little boss fight and of course it ends with a bunch of sheeps because, you know, he's afraid of sheeps. What you do is you fight the enemies you got, then he throws into these Evilite crystals, and then you destroy the crystals, and then you move on after you beat those, after you defeat all the sheep. And last but not least, it's a race to the end, where he shoots at this Imaginite laser, and you gotta hop over it and get all the way to the end of the cannon, where you get in the cannon, you shoot, and you defeat him, and that's it. That's the most creative fight, in my opinion, in general. Because if you look at the last 2 games, Spyro's Adventure was just a straight-up boss fight. Giants was the Archean robot Chaos, where you just had to destroy his hand. You just had to destroy the Iron Fist of Archean. Or no, Arceus, isn't it? The Iron Fist of Arceus? I think that's what it is. You had to just destroy that, and that was it. And then you defeat a Chaos those ones. Then the third ones, you have to destroy every piece of Chaos until you beat him. Now, earlier in the game, you think you defeated Chaos. That's what's wild. You shoot him out of the air in the Phantasm Forest, and then you're like, that's it. And then his mom shows up, and you think the mom is the final boss, but then no, Chaos was like, didn't die, can't kill me guys, I'm Chaos, you know? You can't defeat me, it's impossible. Which, hilariously, you do defeat him. But that one there is just so creative, because the game itself in Swap Force is fantastic. It's so much fun to be able to play that game from beginning to end. And then along with that, you push past everything, and you get to the end when you just go and destroy them, and it knocks them out, and you defeat them like that. And it's, in my opinion, one of the most creative boss fights in any game. Now, it isn't my favorite overall boss fight, but for Chaos fights, that's really cool, because as someone who played Spyro's Adventure, then played Giants, I was expecting just another one-on-one type fight. So seeing something like that pop up with the already creativity of Chaos's mom's battle, where she goes into your portal, you have to take your Skylander off to get her out of it, that's what I thought was pretty cool. So adding that to the mix was making this one of the most creative boss fights I think I've ever played in a video game, and it's so much fun. So if you've never actually played this one, or if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Go watch my finale of the Swap Block. I mean, I didn't get to the finale, or did I? You'll find out. But yeah, Go watch that and see the final boss fight. It's so much fun. It is definitely one of the most fun you can have in a game, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. So yes, the Kaos boss fight is in Swap Force is definitely my favorite one. Now, second place is Superchargers 1, because Superchargers is a great game, and it's really easy to beat, depending on who you're playing as. If you haven't, go watch the Honestly Half Hour episode of Spitfire and see me rip through Kaos, with still like 5 minutes left on the clock. I literally got through the entire level, beat Kaos, and then had 5 minutes left over. So, that's just how good I am. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Discuss the Skylands. Now, speaking of how good I am, there's a lot of good people in Skylands too. A lot of NPCs who help you out on your quests. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Next episode is my favorite one of those. Now, I did mention it, and there's a little story behind that one, why I like it too, and all that. So yeah, interestingly, I think it's from the same game. Well, it started from the same game. We'll talk about that next week. So for now, leave your favorite Kaos boss fight in the comments below while more sun comes bolting in through my window for some reason. It's a very bright day outside, and I'm inside recording footage. You're welcome, Internet. So let me know your favorite Kaos boss fight in the comments below, and we'll have a discussion, and you can talk to all your friends and family about it and all that, and maybe find your new best friend in the comments. But come back next week for another episode of Honestly Half Hour again, of Discuss the Skylands, and we'll see what we're talking about next week, which is favorite NPC, as I mentioned. But as always, I bid you farewell.